So, hi there everybody. We are live again. Great to see you all. Hi Sunset, hi Vitali, hi Patricia. And I think more people coming in. Yeah, mushy peas. Yeah, I'm not very fond of mushy peas. I like my peas al dente. Yeah. So next stream on Thursday, 17th of November at 4 p.m. and that will be uh, the sentence transformations. You're absolutely on time. It's perfect, Jack. Hi, Ash. Great to see you. So let's start. Hey ho, let's go. And oh, I quite like this first question. Yeah, this connection looks quite good. Okay, so find the word to fit in the gaps. Okay, and when you found the right word, give me the structure you would need to make this sentence work with the other words. So these, they were talking about submarines and things like that. Al dente, to the tooth, yeah, slightly crunchy. So these like a submarine have all the or an oil platform, an oil rig. These have all of the living and work areas needed for the crew, despite, albeit, whereas, anyway, in spite, still for short-term use. Yeah, despite having. That sounds very, very good. So, let's wait for a few more answers, but it looks like you're very well up on this. So, great to have you for Learn. Lovely to see you. Okay, so, as Sunset has said, despite having, whereas this is a contrast. Okay, so maybe if you use this whereas to talk about a contrast with the arcology. In spite of being for short-term use, albeit, it was a small, albeit an important mistake. So this is very good. We've got albeit for Sunset, for Vitali, for Ash, for Learn. So despite being, whereas they are for short-term use, anyway doesn't work. Ronan, great to see you. In spite of being as well, we'd need the of. Despite being, in spite of being, whereas they are. So we've got this word albeit, which is short for although it be. Yeah, and that's a present subjunctive. Yeah, or although they be. So albeit. Yeah, and that's where the word comes from. Yeah, absolutely. That looks very nice, Vitali. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And this one's easy. Okay, an aircraft carrier needs to be resupplied every few weeks. Whereas requires a clause. Yes, that's the idea. That's very good. So an aircraft carrier needs to be resupplied every few weeks, whilst, since, moreover, despite, thereby, a nuclear submarine can remain underwater for up to 4 months. Okay, so this one I think is reasonably easy. Whereas would work in this case very definitely, because we've got the full clause. A nuclear submarine can remain underwater for up to 4 months. Yeah, we're showing a contrast. Okay, you're there, Ronan. Good to have you. It's good to have you in the swing. Good, Jack. Well done. So well done, Sunset. Well done, Vitali. Well done, Ronan. Well done, Jack. Yeah. You could also say while as well instead of this whilst. Since. Okay, I guess you could use since meaning because. An aircraft carrier needs to be but since a nuclear submarine. Okay, yeah, whilst it's giving our contrast. Javi, lovely to see you. Yeah, so whilst or while, as Vitali says. Thereby is the reason for this. While and whilst. I think whilst just sounds a little bit more formal. Yeah, you could use while as well. It's being contrasted with what has been said. Exactly, Jack. Moreover, no. So moreover means and more importantly. Despite, no, this is although, this is a but. And thereby, by this fact, he studied hard and thereby he passed his exams. And by doing this. And therefore, yes, it's very, very similar. I think thereby, Slow Sunset has the meaning of by doing this, whereas therefore is just because. Yeah, you're right. The Vitali, since doesn't add up. It doesn't make a lot of sense. No, we're only a few minutes in, Manji. Lovely to see you. Okay, so whilst a nuclear submarine can remain underwater for up to 4 months. Okay. Ooh, I like this next one. These are, yeah, you're in time. Are these clauses? I'm not sure. Yeah, whereas followed by a clause. Whoops, that looks better. Therefore, so, ergo, yeah, thereby, by this fact, by doing this. However, neither of these are particularly pleasant places to live. Submarines in particular are compact, hampered, cramped, fettered, curbed, and smelly. Sleeping quarters may be shared, and the crew are prescribed vitamin D supplements due to lack of daylight. So notice this use of prescribed, given a medicine. Okay, so good. We've got a divergence in opinions. Oh, an even bigger divergence. Latin is a very useful language for English, for French, for all sorts of things. So we've got compact from Vitali, we've got fettered from Sunset, we've got compact from Ash. Sunset goes for compact and fettered, Manji goes for fettered. And Vitali says cramped is his dark horse. Compact says Javi. So notice this word smelly. Smelly is unpleasant. Phew, this is really smelly. Get your smelly feet off my desk. Ronan goes for cramped. Isa, great to have you. Isa goes for cramped as well. Hair. Okay, so let's see. Let's do these then. To curb is to control. Curb your dog. Curb your consumption of energy. Limit it. Reduce the impact of it. Yeah, I've been on a ship lots of times. I used to go from Dover to Calais on a ferry every week. Okay, Osei goes for compact or it's fettered. Yeah, okay, that's good. That's a good one, Jack. So it's not cramped. Hampered. To hamper is to make something difficult. So curb your enthusiasm. And Manji's wondering about cramped as well. Okay, to hamper is to make something more difficult, to make it slower. So my progress was hampered by the rain. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so fettered means chained, limited. Yeah, to fetter, fetters are chains that they put on a criminal, and fettered would be the same as hamper, to hinder. Yeah, many companies are fettered, chained down by regulation. Yes, very good. Now, compact. If something is compact, this is quite positive. Yeah? Whereas cramped is a negative version of compact. Something that's compact, everything fits in very nicely. Whereas cramped means it's too small. So if something is cramped, there is not enough space. So the travellers in the were cramped in the underground car. So compact, yeah, everything fits perfectly, whereas cramped is saying there's not enough space. And here, very definitely, the kudos goes to Ronan and to Issa. And then Manji thought about cramped as well. So a good word to add to your vocabularies. If something is cramped, there's not enough space. If you put 6 people in a small car, it's very cramped. Yep, chock-a-block, exactly. Well done, Vitali. Well done, that's good work. Yeah, because you said you weren't sure about it. Cramped. Hello, Sean Williams. Lovely to see you. Hey, well done, Ronan. But could we actually build an arcology? An arcology is a huge building that's the size of a city. The size of such a structure would require, doesn't matter. Ronan, doesn't matter. I don't mind, or yeah, but it doesn't matter. You need to get mind and matter clear, Ronan. But could we actually build an arcology? The size of such a structure would require massive grounds, basis, bedrock, foundations, beds, basements, keystones in order to support its weight. It means nothing. It means nothing, Jack. Fettered by the colonialists. That's very good. Exactly. Okay, so we're starting to get answers. It's a... Okay, so Okay, so this... A building the size of such a structure would require massive grounds, basis, bedrock, foundations, beds, basements, keystones in order to support its weight. Okay, so we've got 3 different answers now. So we've got foundations for Ronan and Habi. We've got bedrock for Vitali. We've got keystones for Ash. Issa goes for bedrock. And No, it's okay, Patricia. Connection is one of my problems sometimes. I was worrying a bit about connection earlier. Okay, so let's see. The basement, this is the bit under a building. It's the cellar. It's not that. The grounds are the gardens to a big house, the house and grounds. Yeah, a stately home has beautiful grounds. Yeah, this is the area of terrain, the land. Basis is the thing that you base a theory on. Yeah, on the basis of something, but this is not for physical things. HRT goes for foundation, and Vitali is between bedrock and foundations. Dangling between foundation and bedrocks. So notice Manji, bedrock is uncountable. Ossie goes for keystones. So Patricia goes for foundations. And Sean Williams goes for foundations as well. The keystone is normally a stone that holds the whole thing together. If you build an arch of stones, the keystone is the one that you put in the middle. You support the stones coming up on either side, and you put the keystone in the middle, and that holds it in place. But the keystone, it's effectively the stone or the idea or the thing that everything else stands on. So we're now down to bedrock and foundations. I personally would say would require a massive amount of bedrock. Yeah, massive bedrock, a massive amount of bedrock. Bedrock is is when you dig underground, you get to bedrock. Yeah. I'll explain keystone again. Okay. Bedrock is when you dig away the earth on the surface of the ground. Eventually you arrive at rock, and this is bedrock. Okay, so the answer is foundations. A bed made of rocks. No, that's perfectly. Wait a second, sunset. You're absolutely right. No kidding. Yeah, because a bed, for example, a flower bed, a river bed, the bed of a lake, the bottom. Yeah, and effectively it is. It's a bed of rocks. That's what it is. Okay, Ash, a keystone. So most commonly we use a keystone to say one of the important element. Yeah, well done, Ronan. That supports everything. So addition is one of the addition, and multiplication are the keystones of mathematics. A keystone literally is when you build an arch. If you want to build an arch out of rocks, out of stones, you build one side and you build the other, and both of these are supported from underneath, and then you put one rock or one stone in the middle, and that holds the whole thing together. If you take out the keystone, everything falls down. Yes, the soil rests on his bedrock. That's the idea. That's it exactly. So normally a keystone is the element that supports everything. Yeah. Grammar is a keystone of English. It's something that gives support to everything else. Okay, so let's try the next one. You can build almost anything inside, with, within, to reason, says structural engineer Monica Ansperger of BSP Consulting. The loadings would be massive, but nothing is unachievable. It will just cost more to build the foundations for it. Whiskey on the rocks, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely foundation, Jack. So, it's effectively this, what collocates with reason. Yeah? Let's see, Nietzsche's ideas became the keystone of the new generation of philosophers. That's great, Ash. Okay, now we're starting to get some answers. And it's a collocation, you can only do it like this. So let's give others a chance to answer. But, okay, so by the way, I haven't said hello, HRT. It's great to have you. Postmodern philosophers. I love that postmodern as well. That's very good. Collocates, goes together well. So, for example, post office is a collocation. Yeah? To collocate is words that native speakers normally use together. Yeah? So, for example, structural engineer. This is a collocation. These words go together very commonly. Keystone, open sesame. Yes, that's very good, Patricia. Okay, hubby goes to reason. So, let's start this. Kudos. I love it. Okay, so we've got within reason from Vitali, from Isa, from HRT, from Manji, from Ronan, from Ash. Yeah? Unfortunately, hubby, it's within reason. And the same to Jack, within reason. If something is within reason, is inside reasonable limits. So, I will pay you anything you ask within reason. Yeah? Okay, so within reason, yes or say. Yes, Patricia. Make lunch, that's very good. I'm sorry, Patricia. Okay, so within reason, within the limits of reasonability. Yeah? I don't mind paying a high price, but within reason. Yeah? If beyond reason would be the opposite of it. Yeah? So spend as much time as you want within reason. Yeah? So spend a long time, but not 10 years. Yeah, and that's the idea. Great to have you, Deepak KC. And Renyard, lovely to say. Within reason, that's the collocation. Using good judgment, within reason. Insofar as it is reasonable. Exactly. That's the idea. Okay. So, within reason. Okay. And we'll try the next one. So, yeah, I will eat almost anything within reason. Yeah, I'm not going to eat poison. Yeah, but anything that's edible, I'm prepared to try within reason. Yeah. Okay, so let's try the next one then. The greater contest, dispute, confrontation, controversy, challenge caused by a building's height is the effect of the wind. So notice I've said controversy, but you could say controversy as well. This has two different stress patterns. The greater contest, dispute, confrontation, controversy, challenge caused by a building's height is the effect of wind. So Tuesday, Renyard, you're nearly halfway there. Isa says confrontation. So Isa, what is a confrontation? A confrontation is two people arguing. There was a confrontation between skinheads and the police. There was a confrontation between me and the boss. A confrontation is talking about an argument, yeah, a bad blood. Yeah, there was a confrontation between the fans of the two different teams. They fought. A dispute is the same as a row. A dispute, a row, a confrontation. Okay, so let me do this. So we've got challenge from Sunset Vitali, from Ash, from Manji, from HRT, from Ronan, from Hadi, from Renyard, from Sean, and from Jack as well. Yeah, okay. So, yes, the challenge. A challenge is a difficulty. A challenge. A contest, this is a competition. A dispute is an argument. A confrontation is a dispute. A controversy is a theme or a subject where two people have different ideas. That's a controversial opinion. Yes, controversial, it means different people have different opinions, and this is a subject that people argue about. Let me change the size of that. That now fits better. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, a controversial opinion. Yeah, this is a very controversial topic. It's a controversial subject. So, I don't know, abortion is a controversial theme. Wind loading is of little concern for a typical house. The force of the wind pushing against it is not very important for a typical house. But colossal towers, such as the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, need to consider the flow of wind and the resulting vortices, whirls, cyclones, spiral, undertow. Oh, I love chickens, Renyard. Chickens are really interesting. A controversial opinion. That's a particular opinion that people don't like. They find people disagree with. Yeah, it stands to reason. Good. Ooh, so here we go. We've got answers. So vortices, whirls, cyclones, spirals, undertow. So clearly, what is an undertow? Where would you find an undertone? Jack goes for vortices. Slow Sunset doesn't know this one. Whirls for Ash. Jack is confident. I think Jack probably studies engineering or some sort of science. Hubby goes for world. Undertow is water related. An undertow is a current that comes from the surface and pulls down. Yeah, if this is a current of water that will pull you under the water. Yeah, and this is an undertow. Yeah, I guess you could use this metaphorically as well, but an undertow, it's a water that goes round. Renyard says whirls. Cyclones are too much even for such towers. Okay, yeah, I'm sure mechanical engineers study it. A cyclone is talking about weather. A cyclone is a massive weather system which goes round and round and round. I love chicks too, Vitali, definitely. You saw a documentary. A cyclone is a weather pattern. a whirl is something that goes round and round, but normally a whirl is a little drawing, and a spiral is a 3D whirl. Wind and whirl. Vitali's gone for vortices as well. Okay, vortices. So well done, Jack. Well done, Jack. It's a vortex. Yeah, vortices or vortexes. A vortex is air that is moving around very rapidly. It's a bit technical, yeah? But into the vortex, into space. Let's do one more. And yeah, vortices in the air. So this next one goes into a definition of vortices. Yeah, well done, Jack. And not bad, Vitali, as well. You got into it eventually. A vortex is the effect caused by the wind hitting the surface of a building, creating a low pressure on the opposite side, and then meandering, twirling, swirling, whirling around to fill it. So this is, and this wind, this vortex going round and round. I used to study, Jack, fluid mechanics. I studied fluid mechanics, and fluid mechanics is really difficult. You can have a vortex in fluid mechanics as well. Yeah. Okay, so a vortex is the effect caused by wind hitting the surface of a building, creating an area of low pressure on the opposite side, then meandering, twirling, swirling, whirling around to fill it. Okay, so hubby says swirling. HRT goes for swirling. Vitali says swirling or twirling like dervishes. Normally we call them a whirling dervish in English. A whirling dervish. Isa says meandering. Manji says swirling. Okay, this is quite good. This is quite a difficult question. Okay, so I'm going to start with some of these words. Controversy, I prefer it. Ash goes for swirling as well. To meander is to go backwards and forwards. The river meandered backwards and forwards down the valley. The road meandered backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. This is much slower. No, a road meanders. Yeah? I think maybe if the wind, if it's meandering, it's going very slowly backwards and forwards. Maybe you wander or you meander through a city. Okay, look at this spelling of whirl with O-R-L. Deviates. You mean dervishes. I think you mean dervishes. Okay. Whirl, W-H-O-R-L. These are the shapes on your fingerprints. These are whirls, yeah, with an O. To whirl, to go round. But to twirl your hair round your finger. Yeah? This one's quite a hard one. So the answer, yes, is swirling. Dervish. Okay, a dervish, these are Turkish dancers, or maybe Armenian as well, and they slowly spin round and round and round, and they don't get dizzy. Whoops. Whirl. Not whirl. You whirl around the world. I guess you could whirl around the world. To swirl, you have something in your water in a glass and you swirl it round. To swirl. Okay. No problem, Slow Sunset. So to swirl. So who gets the kudos here? Kudos for Javi, for HRT, and for Vitali, and for Manji and Ash. Yeah, okay, to swirl. Swirl is this movement, is like a whirling movement. We've got this twirl, to spin something, to swirl, and to whirl, to go round and round. My head is whirling. The water is swirling. The drum majorette is twirling her baton. Yeah, look at these three words. These three words I think are very difficult. To swirl has the idea of a liquid inside something whirling around. To twirl is where somebody makes something move. He twirled his hair round his finger. Yeah, to twirl a baton. Yeah, I've seen people do this with their pens where they twirl their pen. I can't do it properly. Yeah, and then to whirl with an I. To go round. Whirls would fit with an I. So notice, whirling with an I would fit. Yeah, with an I, but it's not. It's I put it with an O because the whirls of the finger, they sound the same. So, ladies and gentlemen, to swirl. Swirl is more normally a liquid. If I have something in a container and I move the container, the liquid swirls round in it. A swirling motion, it's like a turning motion. I think to swirl is also more irregular. Yeah? Okay, it swirls around. So I think if we said twirling or whirling with an I, this would talk about something more regular. Whereas to swirl is to go round, but with a general movement, rather irregularly. Swirl ice cream, yes, it's got this idea in it. To swirl, to move around, that's very good, Sunset. So, thank you all for coming. It's been great having you. Let's see. Next, stream on Thursday Thursday the 17th of Nov at 4 p.m. UK time. It's great to have you all. Okay, I'm going to answer Jack's question about why it's fluid mechanics, because it's talking about the properties of fluids and how the fluids react to different situations and different things done to them. Changes in volume, changes in pressure. Yeah? It's been great to have you all. So thank you, Sunset. Thank you, Ronan. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, HRT Zaud. Thank you, Javi. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Ash. Thank you, Sean Williams. Thank you, Vitali. And who else? Thank you, Ronan, very definitely. And Issa. And Renyard. And anyone else I've missed. It's been wonderful having you all. I'll see you all on Thursday, inshallah, God willing. Take care. Bye for now.